nothing to prove to anybody. Do you still feel like you have something to prove to anybody?
Well, I don't hear so well. Let's see.
Oh. Do you still feel like you have something to prove to the world?
If I have something, what?
To prove to anybody at your age?
No, nothing. No. I am a very happy person.
Yeah. What is it about your life right now that makes you very happy?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What is it about your life right now that makes you very happy?
The family first, the family. And because I am healthy.
Yeah.
Besides my broken hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you always been healthy? Have you always tried to keep up with your health in life?
Oh my God, I didn't understand so good.
No, have you always been healthy? Have you always tried to keep up with your health?
Well, not always. When I was 65, I didn't feel well, and I have open heart surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I got okay, and this was so many years ago, yeah. But I feel I am healthy now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look wonderful. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I am happy with my life. My children, they turn out nice.
Mm-hmm. And your grandchildren now, your great-grandchildren.
And the great-grandchildren, yeah.
How does it feel to have great-grandchildren?
Well, it feels really good, really good. Yeah, I love them. They are so nice, you know. Mm-hmm. So we'll see about the little Ophelia now.
Yeah, Ophelia. I'm an uncle. You're a great-grandmother.
Yeah. So you are related.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, too. If for people that are listening, do you want to say where you were born? Like where at in this world were you born?
Well, I was born in Argentina, Santa Fe province. The colony was all Italian people. They call us the Tedesco. That means German and Italian, I think. Mm. But we were going along with everybody there, and the soil was very good there. My father got a farm, so I went to school I started school when I was 6, I think, and they built the school. Before they built the school, I saw the bricks and the sand, everything, and then we went to school there for my grammar school.
And what year would this have been?
This was, I was born in 1930, so that was 1936.
So you were born 1930 in Argentina?
30, yeah.
Wow. It's
a long time ago.
That's wonderful. And what was it like in the 1930s in Argentina?
Well, we lived in the farm. Everything was, I like it. Everything was nice. My sister was a year older than me, 1 year and 8 days. And then I have a brother 2 years younger. And then my little sister was 6 years younger than me. And we lost her last year in October.
I'm sorry.
So this October will be 1 year. And so we have a horse. Each one got a horse.
Everyone had a horse?
Yeah.
Did you name your horses?
Yeah, my horse was like Opie, like white with spots, and it's called Moro.
Moro?
Yeah, Moro. And then my little sister, my oldest sister, we look at the newspaper to name the little female horse. We look at the newspaper for the racing horses, mm-hmm. And we named her Taitu. Mm. That was, and she used to be tied to the sulky. Sulky is that carriage with two wheels, Mm-hmm. They call sulky in Argentina. And so she was fast. She was a nice little horse. And then we have a very old horse called Sarko. So everybody that came to the farm got on top of Sarko for a picture. And he was really old. I think he died sometimes.
So
Yeah.
horses were very prominent in Argentina and in your family.
At that time,
Yeah.
they my father and my uncle lived with us, and the horses were used for everything, for the machinery, before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now my father built a house in town, so he rent the farm, and they went to live in town.
Okay.
But when I was 13, I went with my godmother in the delta of Argentina, in Entre Rios. There is a delta very beautiful. They call Tigre, where all the boats stay there, in Tigre, they call. There is a train station there. But then, the first time we went to the house of my godmother, I was 11, and they took us from 7 o'clock in the morning to like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon to get there.
Wow.
Yeah, because the boat went zigzag in the river. Because the boat take sodas and produce and things to the people there. Because no cars. There
So
is
cars were not
all-
around
all
at
ri-
all?
No, all rivers and boats.
Wow.
And I used to row the boat.
Really?
Yeah.
When did cars start coming about in Argentina?
Excuse me?
When did cars start coming about? Like
No,
when
no, the cars in Argentina, they were cars.
Oh, just not by you.
Oh, my father got a car when I was 6 years old. But
Oh,
in the
okay.
island, there are all rivers.
Oh,
in
I
the
see what you're
delta,
saying.
so
Okay.
and then when I went to finish my grammar school, my elementary school, and then when I was 13, I went to live with my godmother. But then my father and my brother and sister, they went to live in town, so they went to school there. And I love the we call the islands, but it's a delta.
Okay.
It's not an island.
Yeah.
It's a delta. And we were close to the Uruguay River, like 2 kilometers to the Uruguay River, and they got like a little a beach there. And it was the Uruguay River was very wide. You couldn't see the Uruguay coast. So we and then my aunt got a guest house. So we have guests like in December, January, February, and March. That's only those 4 months. And I help her out. And I learned how to swim when I was 11, when I went to visit.
Yeah.
And
Those months are like the summer months in Argentina?
summer months, yeah,
Right.
southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
And then I learned how to paint a little bit. I knit, all those things,
Paint, like you would paint with like an easel and paint paintings?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
have a few paints. But when I was 16, and I was not talented, so I like to crochet and knit
Yeah.
and sew.
Yeah.
So, the nice things that we went to dances. And they were always a festival or something. And then the orchestra was called the Indios Rubios, the blonde Indians, because they were from Denmark.
Oh, okay.
3 brothers and 1 guy from Yugoslavia. They play very nice, and this was the orchestra that play all around. And I have a chaperone lady from Austria that I like her very much. And her name was Rose, and so when my aunt cannot take me to the ball, she will take me, and we have a good time. You know,
How old were you at that time?
excuse me,
How old were you at that time?
I was.
Yeah, how old were you?
Well, my first dance was when I was 14.
14, okay. So that's in the
And
middle of World War II.
yeah, I was.
How did that affect Argentina, World War II?
Well, not much. We hear the news, we didn't like it, but what can you do about? We didn't like it, and we didn't know anything about the German government. We didn't know anything there. I And sometimes after the war, those German big guys, they like to stay in our guest house, but my uncle will say, no, we don't have room, because they were escaping.
So they went to your house.
The guys from my aunt and my uncle's house, they like to stay there, but we said we didn't have room.
Yeah.
So they went to some other places.
So were these
They were
technically Nazis?
Yeah, they
And-
were the SS.
And they were just kind of intruding? They would just go in and try to stay somewhere with you?
Yeah, they came to Argentina.
Did they use force?
No.
No, they just kind of asked, can we stay with you?
No, yeah. We said we don't have room, so they went someplace else. And then we start to know all about what this guy, crazy guy in Germany did,
Yeah.
And because before we didn't know anything. And so then I was the secretary of my uncle, I wrote in those Olivetti machines, typewriter. So one time my uncle, I was 18 at the time. My uncle said, oh, Lola, here there are two boys coming to stay. Write to them that we are going to save a room for them. And then so I wrote. And then they came after Christmas. And excuse me, I think my nose is running.
It's okay.
So they came after Christmas. So we talk, I serve the tables. I usually serve the table, but before, at like 11 o'clock, I jump in the river. We swim there a lot. So then I served the tables, and they were there, and we talk. And then this tall guy, he was in Germany to learn a trade. He was, let's see, he was technician of micrometers of small, what can I say, instruments. He did micrometers, micrometers and the other things, small. Micrometers, you can measure the thickness of your one hair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he did that.
Okay.
So he, and then we talk a lot, and we, And so one day before he left, he was there 2 weeks. And before he left, he proposed to me.
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
And how old were you? How old were you?
And I said yes.
Wait, what age were you at this time?
I was 18 and 18 and a half.
Wait. So, and this was a German man?
No, he came back from Germany like 5 years before, in 45.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he likes to come to Argentina before, but nothing was going to South America. No plane, no ship, nothing. So when they heard that from France, one ship was leaving for Argentina, I don't remember the date exactly. So the German government sent them. This was after the war.
Yeah.
They sent them to France. So they were there for 2 months
Okay.
waiting for the ship, and then they were like 15 or more boys from Argentina that went there to learn. So they went to the Greifswald and the Baltic Sea,
Mm-hmm.
very north of Germany.
Yeah.
So they have the university there where they learn. Some other guys learn something else.
So he came back to Argentina.
Yeah, in 45, and the first ship that came from France.
Okay, and he.
And then he went to a one island vacation, to other, and the third time they came when I was there. So he came to fish. He got
Yeah.
me.
He caught you. So he met you and knew you for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he proposed.
What made you say yes in just 2 weeks?
It's destiny. I don't
you
know.
fell in love with him that fast?
I like him, so I said yes.
But
then
was it love, or did you liked him? You thought he was interesting?
Well, I was a little bit in love, I suppose. He was very much in love. And then he visited me every 2 weeks to the Delta there, and we went dancing when he came. Usually there was a ball, some place, a half an hour away, an hour away.
Yeah.
And when a year later, then we got married in 1950.
1950.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but I have a nice, what do you call it? Teenager time.
Yeah, your youth was nice.
I liked the island. I went to visit my family in Santa Fe.
Mm-hmm.
I went and then I went to Córdoba, where the mountains are, Córdoba province.
Where is that at?
Córdoba, the name is Córdoba. There are mountains, not like the Andes, small sierras.
What country is this in?
Argentina.
Oh, Argentina. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with their mountain ranges.
I have a cousin there, so I went to visit her.
Okay.
And that was nice.
And how much would you travel around South America as a kid? Would you leave Argentina ever?
Well, I didn't travel too much. I only going to Santa Fe, and then to my parents' house. And then, when we got married, we went to the ocean. It was called San Clemente del Tuyú.
Mm-hmm.
We went there for 2 weeks. And then, let's see. I traveled later. When I was here, I went to Argentina, and then my brother went to the north of Argentina to bring wines from La Rioja. La Rioja is a province, and they have good wine there. So it's close to the Andes mountains. Okay. So my brother went there to bring wine and nuts and things like that. But then we went to visit him. And I went with my daughter Heidi, and we went to visit. We went by car from Buenos Aires. Mm-hmm. We rent a car, cost me like $2,000.
Oh wow!
And 2004. So we have we wait New Year's, and my brother family there. He got married there, and got a house. So, but he was a little sick. He was sick, and he died a few years later of cancer. He was 73.
Oh, okay.
And I was 75 at that time. But then I traveled to Europe. We traveled to Europe twice. When we were married 25 years, we went to visit my relative in France, because my mother's side parents were from France.
Okay.
My grandmother was from Britannia, so Breton, and my grandfather was from Paris,
What about your father's side? Where were they from?
My father's side were German.
German. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're mostly French-German,
Yeah,
but are from Argentina.
yeah. But my parents were born in Argentina.
And did you, I want to go back to the 1950s. After you got married, did you start having children in the 1950s?
Well, my son came, we married in January, and my first son came in December 1st.
Okay.
So George, he's going to be 71.
Yeah.
He's now in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Heidi came 2 years later, and a year and a half after Heidi came Noemi,
Mm-hmm.
and we have those 3 kids when we came to the United States,
Mm-hmm.
because the inflation was terrible in Argentina.
So you came to the United States in what year?
In 1963,
Okay.
the first of the year.
And how did you get here back then? How did you get to America in 1963?
Oh, easy, because my husband got this good, he got first he came by himself, but he didn't like to be by himself, and to save money, he went to a Mexican place, and he didn't like it there because it was $12 a day.
Yeah.
We have a house in Argentina. We bought a house in 1950 or 51, and I have the 3 kids. I have all my paperwork ready to come here. So, and then I got a letter that he's coming back. He couldn't stand it there in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So I got the letter, but the next day he was there. He came with dolls for the girls and a strawberry jam. He brought a jar. And then he stayed, but he couldn't find a good job.
Yeah.
So so at the end of the 63, 62, I mean, we can come here if we put $1,000 each grown-ups $1,000, and the kids $500, and the First National Bank of Chicago, then it was easy to come.
Okay. And how did you get here? Did you fly? Did you take a boat?
Oh no, we fly. We flew with Peruvian Airlines.
Okay.
$400 for each.
Wow.
And that with not jets.
Yeah.
With the what do you call
Single
propellers?
engine. Yeah.
The propellers.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds expensive for 1963.
Yeah, it was. But we pay 20%, and then we pay each month something.
Okay.
Yeah. And we went to Chicago, and because a friend of my husband was there, already came before.
Okay.
He liked it so much, and the wife liked it so much. And Argentina was not good because the inflation.
Yeah.
Inflation went terrible.
So did you want to leave? Did you feel like you wanted to try something new? Did you miss home when you left Argentina? Or were you excited to go to America?
Is excited to come here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
We were excited. We got an apartment. Our friend took us right away to see an apartment in South Side.
What do you remember? What streets or what neighborhood?
Yeah, it was Jeffrey, and where the railroad is. Jeffrey, what they call East End or something. The street was like East End. And then in January, we came here a very, very cold winter.
Mm-hmm.
I took the kids to school about mid of January, Bryn Mawr School.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my English was not so good. They asked me, where you come from? I said, Argentina. And then, so they put them to 5th grade, George, but they didn't know any English.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they did good in school then, after that. And so we lived 6 years there in South Side, and my husband decided to go back to Argentina.
Why did he want to go back?
Well, he got this trauma from Germany, that he couldn't see the family. You know, when he went to Germany, when he got over there, he was 16 years old.
Wow.
And then the war, he didn't do anything in the war. He just was in the university for 4 years. And then he started working someplace. So he was young. And then the Russians were coming. They went back down in the basement, but the Russians were coming, and he looked so German. So, and he said, "I am from Argentina." Oh, Argentinians! They were friends of Argentinians, the Russian, so they respect him. But they took all the watch.
Oh, wow.
They took everything, even the clothes.
So, did your husband have kind of like? Was he frustrated with that situation? Did he have like a? Did he not like Russians because of what they did?
Yeah, he was frustrated because he likes to go back to Argentina, but he went to the Spanish consulate, I think, because there were no Argentina consulate there, and renovate the passport and everything. So the papers were okay. And then the grandparents were in Berlin, and the grandmother died because the grandmother, she was going to the post office, I think, to send him a package or something. And when she went down the tramway, you said?
Driveway. Yeah.
Yeah. So she walked. She was going to cross the street, and something killed her.
A car.
Yeah, to the grandmother of my husband. Well,
Oh, wow.
got killed because the tramway were two. She thought, she didn't think that were two. She was going to cross behind, so she was killed. And then when he knew that the Russia were coming from the east and the America from the west, so he took a bicycle that he saw a bicycle there. He went to the Americans, and they treat him very good. They fed him because he was so skinny, and they played chess with the Americans there. And then one day he went 2 or 3 times, and they sent food for the grandfather. The grandfather was living in Berlin, but the German people got a small parcel of land outside the city, and the grandfather they went over there on weekends, and they grow veggies. So one day when he came from the American to Berlin, the house was not there anymore. They bombarded.
Oh, wow.
They were sold out, so he lost his suitcase with all the clothes, everything. He lost everything.
Wow.
So he was always with the same clothes, washing the upper part, then washing the shorts or something. But then he went to France, and went back to Argentina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he should have wrote a book. All the friends said, write something.
That sounds like a really, really unique experience, a really hard
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, so that's why when he was here, he likes to go to his family again, and we saved some money. But then we stay. First time we went to Argentina, we stayed 6 months and we came back. So they took him back at work, where he worked with. But he was not doing that, what he knew exactly. But he was doing, you call matrix, to make golf something that you make with rubber. They make golf grips where you take the golf. What you call?
Take gold?
Not for the golf. To
Oh,
play
golf. Oh, clubs? Golf
Yeah.
clubs? Okay.
He made the rubber thing that goes where you put, when you
Yeah.
hold it there. So this guy was in where the University of Chicago is now, in 18th Street or so.
Mm-hmm.
He worked there for some years. We went to Argentina. When he got back, he went back there to work.
Okay.
And he was very nice, the guy, the owner. He was very nice with him. And then 10 years later, he liked to go back again. But we went visiting there, and we bought a little house in Cordova, in the Sierras. We bought a little house there, nice.
Yeah.
And but the kids were already grown up, so we only went with Roberto.
Mm-hmm.
Roberto was born in 1963 in November. He was 15 at that time. So he liked it there. He speaks Spanish well. So he went to the high school over there, and we stayed 9 months that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very nice in the Sierras.
What made you want to go back to Argentina?
Well, the same thing. In Argentina, he couldn't find a job.
Yeah.
He went to work one day for the new nuclear plant. And he didn't like it. He went one day only, never got paid for it.
Were you doing anything for work, or were you just right now working at home with the kids, a stay-at-home mom, or were you working?
Yeah, I was always at home with the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you continue to do your sewing and crocheting and painting? Were you always painting and crocheting still?
Oh, no, I didn't paint anymore. I will show you the picture later.
Okay.
And no, I was at home with the kids. And then we came back to Chicago in 1960, the last time, 69, I think. No, wait a minute. No, the first time was 69.
Yeah.
The second time was 78 or so.
78, okay.
I should have wrote everything. And then he started to work again. And we live in these plains. And I got a job when my son went to college. Robert went to college.
And all the other kids were grown up already.
Yeah, George went to Puerto Rico for an assignment, I think, with National Geographic. He was a photographer.
Oh, wow, that's cool. I didn't know
He was,
that.
but he's not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he went over there and he liked it, and he stayed there. And when she was 20, after she was in college, junior college, and then she likes to go to Greece. But she went to Europe, she went to Germany, and she did a marathon in Germany. She got the bronze medal.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there she went to France to visit our relatives in France. And then she went to Greece. And in Greece she was a nanny of 2 kids. And they like the kids to learn some English. So she stayed in Greece for 9 months.
You said she got the Rhodes Medal?
Bronze medal.
Bronze medal.
Bronze.
For what?
For a marathon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
In Germany, there. I don't know what place. Maybe Berlin.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So and then she stayed 9 months over there in Greece.
Just branches falling.
That's right. And then she came home and she started to work,
Mm-hmm.
And then she moved to Florida.
Okay.
And Noemi was married in Illinois, here with Michael Hilton. She was 23 when she got married. And Sylvia came like 5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But then Michael was drinking too much, and she didn't like it.
Yeah.
So she divorced. She came with us for a few months, and then she rented an apartment with Sylvia was like 5 years old or 4, and then she met Carlos. and so they got married then. So and when we came the second time in Chicago, and Roberto was in, he went to the University of Urbana, Champaign-Urbana,
Mm-hmm.
and I went. I said, "What am I going to do all day at home?" So I looked for a job, and I used to work part-time in Park Ridge in a dress shop. And then I said, and then the lady lost, I think she sold the shop. And I said, well, I went to look for a job, and remember Golf Mill? Oh no, All Orchard, All Orchard and Skokie.
Skokie?
See, the All Orchard, there was a shop. I applied for a job, but they took me in Woodfield. They called me for an interview in Woodfield.
Okay.
And I said, oh, there was, excuse me, I was walking around in the mall, and there was a furs, selling furs. And I said, well, I'm going to work here. But I said, well, I will fill up my interview papers. And I fill it up, and they called me. And they said to fix clothes, for that apparel. But I didn't know anything about furs. But they sent me to State Street to teach me how to put a little hook and ring and the fur coats.
Okay.
So I started to work at Woodfield.
And this is in the
And
80s?
this was Evans.
What year was this?
This was like 84, I think,
84.
1984. And I worked there then for like 12 years.
Okay.
And we have, yeah. And I'm making good money there. So I worked there until they closed the store. Remember that time when furs they were not popular anymore?
Yeah.
That's why they closed the store.
Okay.
The,
And
uh,
your husband was still working at this time?
My husband was still working, yes, but when he was 65, he got so much pain in the knees that he got an operation in both knees. That was I don't know. Then he couldn't work. He couldn't walk so well anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It was painful.
Yeah.
But then, so then he got with the Social Security at that time, and and then he didn't work anymore. And I keep working until in 1997 we decided to move to Florida. Because here in the winter, he was sitting all day. He couldn't walk outside because the ice.
Yeah.
And if he fell there,
Yeah.
So we moved to Florida in 97, bought a house over there in South Florida. But it was nice. It was nice. But 2 years later, she died because they operated again in the knees. But he got his liver was not good. He got cirrhosis.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why. Because
was it from drinking alcohol or no? Was cirrhosis from the liver from drinking alcohol?
yeah, but they operated him, and the doctor said you cannot be operated because you don't have enough platelets.
Oh.
And but they already took the bone. I don't know, the operation was a total replacement.
Okay.
They call and the knees.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time he didn't go well, and so he died in September of '99.
Mm.
And I keep the house there, and I keep working. And the store was called Burdine's. Now it's called Macy's. Macy's bought it. And I did a lot of work there. I mean, an alteration, and I have the computer. I never touched a computer before, but they teach me I have to, you know, you wouldn't believe, people from the islands, they all have fur coats. And when they went by New Year's Eve, they went to Paris or they went to New York, they wear the fur coats. So when they came back, they left the fur coats over there, and I have to send everything to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do computer work.
Yeah.
And I know all the furs. I have to know all the what fur is that, fax, your mink, or so I send everything to Tampa for storage and cleaning. And then the next year they asked for the coats again. So and then I worked there for like 4 years in South Miami.
Was it hard to have all your kids grown up and your husband who recently passed away? Were you alone down there?
Was that
Were
what?
you alone in Florida once your husband passed away and your kids were gone? Were you by yourself down there?
Yeah, I was by myself in my house in Miami.
What was that like? Because was that the first time in your whole life you were alone?
No, I work because I am very independent. I think that was okay. I found this job when after my husband died.
Yeah.
Before I have to take care of him. So after he died a month and a half later, I got this job there in Burdines. That I don't know, nobody knows the name of the store, but it was a very, very big, very nice store in South Miami Dade Mall.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you just found yourself staying really busy.
I was living by myself and I went to work and everything, and then we have friends that move the same friends that we came to Chicago because my husband friend from when they were little boys, and he lives in Port San Lucie with the family. So I said I sold my house and I went to live there, and I bought a mobile home there. But it was so cute. It was a double mobile home, and I have a big lake in the backyard, and then we have friends there. And that was nice. I lived there for 7 years. And then my daughter here, Noemi, said, Mommy, you are too far from my other daughter. It was like what, 30, 40 miles? And I have to come. My daughter moved from Miami to West Palm Beach or Royal Palm Beach. So I said, so she looked for a house for me because she was real estate too, Heidi. Heidi got many hats. And she's an artist. She paints and she teaches art.
Oh, so she got it from you. She got her skills from
Yeah,
you.
well, not
And then
so much.
Rosanna got it from you
Yeah,
and
Rosanna.
Heidi.
Not so much me. My sister, my older sister, she paints beautiful.
Oh, okay.
But she never went to school for that. So, and then where I was.
Oh, you're talking about your daughter Heidi. Moving closer.
She builds swimming pools too.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, she works too hard. And she bought at the acreage in Florida and West Royal Palm Beach, West is they call the acreage. There is an acre and a quarter of land, and she got a lot of fruit trees, and she works too hard with that. But she teaches art and she does the swimming pools. And so I moved. She looked at the computer. She found me a house, beautiful house, and a nice place, 55 and over. So I have cash from my house from South Miami. So I bought that house cash. And I am there. I have swimming pools there. I have the library. I am close to all the stores. I can walk. I
And
park.
you still have that house to this day?
Yes, that's my house. I will keep it a few more years, I hope.
Yeah, and you come here a lot though.
Every summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss the family. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's really hot in Florida in the summer.
Eh?
It's really hot down there.
No,
Well, maybe not for you. For me, it'd be too
only
hot.
June. No, only June was not so bad. Was always a cool breeze. July and August and September a little bit. I from October to May I don't even use the air conditioning. It's very nice. But only the 3 months of summer is hot.
Yeah.
But you get used.
Yeah.
A lot of people living there.
Yeah.
And you get in your car with the air conditioning too.
So at your young age, what do you do to stay occupied every day?
Over there,
Here, there, every day of your life?
well,
What-
I like to read. I read a lot.
Okay.
I am reading now Isabel Allende.
What's that about?
This is a Chilean writer.
Okay.
Oh, she writes very nice. And then I crochet. I do quilts. And I go to the swimming pool sometimes. I walk a lot. And then I have some friends over there.
So you stay busy with everything.
I am always, I stay busy all the time.
Is that the secret?
I don't know, I cannot, on my hands, I have to do something with my hands.
What would you say is your secret to your life, to
My
being 91 years old and being so aware and so healthy?
Well, I like to be healthy, so I become a vegetarian a few years ago.
Okay.
Well, not really vegetarian, I am flexitarian. That means I eat a little fish, salmon, and a little chicken, but that's it.
Okay.
A lot, you have to be healthy, and then you are happy.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
I like that. You have to be
Well,
healthy and then you are happy.
Yeah, so I am happy person maybe. I like my friends. I like in Florida before the COVID-19. One day a week we go knitting, like 20 ladies there, and the other day a week we go quilting. So I keep myself busy.
Yeah.
And then the library is my second home.
You go to the library a lot?
Well, yeah, for books. I don't like to buy books, but
What are some of your favorite books that you've read?
excuse me?
What are some of your favorite books that you've read?
Oh, well, I don't know. I like some of Allende, Isabel Allende. But so she talks a lot of politics and wars and some books I don't like it so much, but she's a very good writer. She lives in California now, and she's a nice lady. There is a book that she tells about her family. You like to read?
Yeah.
You should read it. It's called The Sum of Days. The Sum, like Sum, S-U-M, of Days.
It's about your family?
No, about her family.
About her family. Okay, I
Yeah,
misunderstood
it
you.
is really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I just finished that book. And she wrote a lot of books. She's a very good writer. And but I used to walk a lot. And when my daughter went to in May for Memorial Day, she left for San Agustin for camping trip. And I went to her house to take care of the dogs and cats. And I fell and I broke my hip. And that is terrible.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's terrible. But I am walking now a little
You
crooked.
seem to be doing wonderful. I mean, you walked out here. You seem to be okay.
Yeah, but I don't walk very straight now. I am a little, I don't know the word in English. I am okay. So I should keep myself up.
Keep
Optimistic.
busy. Yeah.
Optimistic.
Before you fell, you said you would walk a lot?
Yeah, I walk. We have beautiful parks over there close to my house. It's called the Commons. We have a lot of water lakes. You can go with the kayak. We have a bark park with a park
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to see the dogs there. And then they got a very nice house, like 3 floors, for weddings and all that. And I like to walk around there.
I love to
And
walk too, so it's
yeah,
great to hear that.
we usually walk barefoot in the grass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's good for you,
Yeah.
they said.
Yeah.
And I walk usually with my friends, or I walk alone. And I hope I can start walking again.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, I
Just take
hope
your
so.
time
I
with
hope
it.
so.
So you stay busy,
Yeah,
walk a lot,
yeah.
eat
Eat
healthy,
healthy.
and most of all, be happy.
Yes, yes.
So happiness is the key to
So
life.
this I am happy now with my family. I am very happy.
Yeah.
My children they turn all right.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have the third great grandchild
Mm-hmm.
that I have to see it this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this afternoon to see
Oh,
her
you
too.
too?
Yeah, right after this.
Oh,
I have to
okay,
go see
good.
my first niece,
Yeah, oh, I know.
which
That's
is kind of
nice.
surreal.
I know. There is nothing like the grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's or great grandchildren.
I'm far from a grandchild.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really beautiful. Um, so do you ever look back on your life and wonder about different things that could have been, or are you really happy about your life?
Oh no, I think I was blessed
Yeah.
because I have a very happy life. My husband was a very good husband, and when I used to work, he was home sometimes, so he will do a lot around the house. He fix everything.
Mm.
He will go and cook and make cazuela de mariscos.
Mm-hmm.
You see, mariscos, what it is? Seafood casserole
Oh, okay.
or something, and barbecues. He
Ki-
likes to make barbecue
Barbecue.
a lot.
Okay. And you
But
were married for 49 years?
excuse me, we were married almost 50.
Almost 50 years.
Yeah.
What would you, I have a question about marriage then. What would you say are some of the secrets to a 50-year marriage? If you can
Well,
give some.
you have to get along. You know, sometimes you have to give a little, and you have to be, just to be a little bit of laugh
Yeah.
or something because, yeah, I was happy. He was a good guy.
He was a good husband.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
if you can give advice to husbands from a wife's perspective, what would it be to be a good husband?
To take care of him, like, husbands, sometimes men are like kids.
Men really are like kids. It's hard to
you-
grow up when you're a man.
You have to take care of him, and he will take care of you. If you make him happy, then he will make you happy. Yeah.
It sounds like happiness is the key to marriage, a good husband, a good wife, to life, to being a parent. Just be happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
yeah. And my husband, we talk everything. I never was going to do something, buy a furniture or something without talking to him.
Yeah.
He will, if he likes something, he will talk to me and said, "I'd like to buy this." And if it was big,
So communication is
communication. Yeah,
key. Okay. And
Yeah.
honesty.
yeah.
Honesty.
And so I was happy all my life. And my children were good. They grew in the hippie time,
Yeah.
but they were not so hippie, But we were, they were always home for dinner.
Yeah.
The kids, yeah, we always have all dinner at the table. And so I have good kids.
Yeah. You do. You
Yeah.
do. Is there anything else you want to share or talk about?
Well, I don't know. not, not everybody's happy because character of the person, Yeah, you have to get along sometimes when even, I don't know, I don't know what to say, but I, so no, it's not easy. Life is not easy. Oh, you got something in your hair.
Cicada.
Cicada.
No, life is not easy.
Yeah, the life is not easy, but if you get along with everything, and you should have just see. Maybe my character is okay. I get along with everybody, kind. I I don't hate people. I like people. I like animals,
Mm.
and uh, and the animals likes me,
Yeah.
like the dogs.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
hate is a poison that could really ruin your life. To have hate, it could really make it a lot more harder than it has to be, you know? It's better to be happy. Everything you've said about happiness seems
Yeah.
to have worked so well for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. If you have a smile, I always smile. That's why I'm wrinkled now.
Yeah. So forgive people too. Always forgive people for when they make a
Oh,
mistake.
sure, yeah.
Can't hold
Yeah.
a grudge.
No, no, I am not like that.
Neither am
No,
I.
no, not even I don't have enemies.
No.
No, well, I try to get along with everybody. Everybody's a little different,
Hmm.
but not that much different.
No, that's actually a great point. You realize the more you talk to people
Yeah,
and live that humans are very similar and our differences are very slight.
yeah,
And they're
yeah,
usually just language,
yeah,
hair color,
yeah,
age, um, where you grew up, maybe history. But as far as what you want and what you need, it's always the same. You want to be loved, you want to have
yes,
prospects, you want to
yeah,
have fun, you want to smile, you want to see the ones you love prevail.
yeah,
You want to see people that are hurting get better. You know, everyone wants happiness and be fulfilled. You want to find something that makes you feel fulfilled. It could be a partner, a
yeah,
husband, a wife, kids, a job, something,
yeah.
you know?
I,
And for you, it seems like it was your family. Your family made you fulfilled.
yeah, oh, yes,
That's,
family,
that's
yeah.
beautiful.
And I always visit my parents and with the children when we went for Easter to we took the train to my hometown. Its name is Piemonte in the province of Santa Fe. We went there and they like it. My son George loved trains because he was 7 months old with the first train ride. When I took it to my mother and father to see. And then, that was nice.
Hmm.
So, so that's life. C'est la vie. You
C'est
said
la
in
vie, such is
French.
life.
Yeah.
If there's something we can end on, if you could, if you wanted to say anything to your family, what would it be? If you wanted to say something to them.
Well, uh, I don't know. I am in my last days, I think, or last years of my life. But they maybe they will miss me, but I don't like them to cry so much for me. They should keep on going on, with life and be happy. For me, maybe leaving the body is not so bad. Maybe my spirit will be around here. And yeah,
Wow. That's
I think
beautiful.
I think so. I think so.
I think so too, in
Yeah,
some way,
yeah,
shape, or
yeah,
form.
yeah. They said the spirits are all around you. Yeah,
Is that
could
what you
be. But I
believe?
don't know. I'm not so sure about
You're
that.
not. We have no idea, huh?
But that's okay. My life was long, and my doctor said I will reach 100.
I want to be there for the
Well,
100th birthday.
yeah, but I like in good condition. I said,
Wow. That's thank you for sharing all of this. I really appreciate it. Your wisdom and knowledge and experience is
yeah,
there's no value to it. It's very important that people my age and people younger listen to people like yourself
yeah,
that have lived a
yeah,
full life and have seen a lot of things and have gone through a lot of struggle, traveled the world, seen a lot of death, seen a lot of life, seen a lot of sadness, and seen a lot of happiness. So
yeah.
thank you for your honesty and for
You're,
sharing.
you're welcome. You're welcome. You're most welcome.
I appreciate it. And I know you'll be okay, and keep walking. Your hip will be okay.
I
And
think so.
you'll be
A
all
few
right.
more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you at more family gatherings.
Yeah. And I like to see Ophelia growing up.
Yeah, Ophelia's going to have a great childhood.
Yeah.
We'll make sure of it. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you again, Lola,
Yeah.
and I'll see you soon.
Welcome, Ben.
Bye.
You're very nice.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.